Well, I thought I'd go to something a little bit less intense. Obviously, declaring Apple and the iPhone as a Nazi weapon of mass destruction is intense and global. So I thought I'd zoom way in because this is what the power of the internet, not of the smartphone. I'll show you again. I'm not using a smartphone. I'm using the internet and a Chromebook. Probably the most affordable laptop computer that you can pretty much do anything. I started an entire business from a Chromebook, and I've done basically everything I've ever needed to do, except for recording music, which Apple Computers is actually pretty good for. It's just the phones. It's not necessarily Apple. It's this Apple iPhone. But yeah, I'm going to zoom into, and because I mentioned Port Arthur, I'm going to zoom into Hobart again, which is the Wise family, my paternal line's historic Australian homeland is Hobart. It's not Western Australia. It's certainly not this fucking concentration camp I find myself in here. And because I opened Facebook, which is my diary, so I looked at my diary, and I guess it's like my worksheet, and I saw a bunch of Nazis in Hobart declaring the crack willow. You know what I mean? Which sounds oddly familiar to me, declaring the iPhone as the crack pipe. But I want to explain to you why trees shouldn't be called infestation, extermination, like and it's like, I guarantee you, these two knobheads with their fucking picture on it, it's like, let's have a look at their family history and see how fucking Nazi they are. Let's see how all Nazi. The fucking Lord Mayor is of fucking Hobart, and it's the Nazis lecturing us about something that happened well before my family even got there, and taking statues down and fucking murdering trees and poisoning them with poison, injecting them with poison. Doesn't this sound like a playbook? And then referring it to as a crack willow. Those willows were planted there, more than likely, by really clever people that built all the things around you see in Hobart. And the reason they built them there is because willow is meant to be cut. Now, the fact that the entire world got distracted with fucking the Rolling Stones and, I don't know, the Beatles and the fucking VHS tapes and television and say, hey, it's Saturday and, you know, I don't know, Bonanza and Britney Spears and the Backstreet Boys, and nobody cut the fucking trees down to turn them into baskets. Yeah, doesn't mean that they're an invasive fucking thing. It means that obviously the people of fucking Tasmania collectively, all of them, everyone there, because there aren't any Aboriginals there really, you know, and if you are, then if you're an inhabitant, then yes, you have a very unique case, but that's not who these people are. These people are declaring the English crack willow as a fucking invasive species while sitting there in their pink fucking woolen fucking thing with their Nazi bullshit fucking thing. How about you just cut the tree down and let it grow again, right? And it's like water, it's clogging up the fucking what? What are you smoking? Water fills up a place and then finds the top. So you're saying it's I'd love to just hear. I want to hear the hydrological explanation to how crack willows are causing this environmental danger. They're not. Perhaps these crack willows haven't been managed correctly, like the entirety of Tasmania and the entirety of the fucking city of Hobart, because it looks like it's fucking that. It's like, oh, we're worried about the crack willows. What about the crackheads that fucking are living in fucking Hobart and everywhere else on their iPhone, able to get fucking crack with a fucking another crack pipe, which is the Apple iPhone? Come on now. Yeah? We're not going to swallow this shit anymore. This isn't fucking 1986 or 84. Yeah, you fucked it up. You all got too fucking confident with your scam. And like I said, there's a fucking Tasmanian submarine that's in the fucking harbour. Go and have a look for yourself. Get the fuck out of there. Cut the tree down and it will grow back. Yeah, if you don't like the look of it, then that's to do with your fucking Nazi brain. Yeah, and look what happened last time you all got together and didn't like the look of something. And guess what? I don't like the look of you. I don't like the look of anyone injecting a tree with a needle. I don't like the idea of anyone injecting basically anything with a needle, especially using government money, using city money, using their fucking very strong words, invasive, infectious, infestation, introduced. You're introduced. You know what I mean? It's like you're introduced and I'm less introduced than you are, and I'll fucking go there and I'll fucking get rid of you, cunt. Answer a fucking question. It's like, what? Dig a fucking trench through and let the water through. Like, what? I just don't get it. Who the fuck is managing this? And I'll tell you who it is. It's chemical companies. It's chemical companies. It's this fucking bullshit fucking, like, I bet you this guy's a fucking chiropractor by day, enviro fucking mentalist, fucking invasive species, fucking whatever. Oh, if we get rid of the fucking crack willows, the fucking platypuses will come back. Shut the fuck up, cunt. If we get rid of you, the Aboriginal people will come back, cunt. You can't play the line. This is the line they play. The English were naughty, despite the fact that almost certainly these fuckers have Nazi fucking heritage. The English were not. Here's the hot tip about Tasmania. It wasn't the English. It was everybody. Everybody did this, right? The fact the same as nobody managed those willows by cutting them and making them into baskets because the global economy made the fucking value of a willow basket zero unless Meghan Markle's selling it, and then it's fucking really expensive. So maybe what do we get? Meghan Markle down to Hobart to cut the willows and then coppice them and then make them into baskets? Is this really what we have to do to not go around injecting trees with poison? And if you're thinking he's being really nasty and he's using very nasty words, it's like you're talking about some fucking serious shit. The minute you go saying an invasive thing and this is whatever and this is non-native, all this shit, and we're injecting it, that's what you are trying to do and have done, if you're a fucking Nazi, have done to human beings in the past. It is one and the same fucking thing, okay? If you'd like to start a management process of managing the willows of Tasmania that are way older than you. Look at the size of those fucking things. They've been growing there just harm, not fucking bothering anyone. And when they fall down, they're habitat for other things like platypuses and bugs and microbiomes and fucking fungus and all the other shit that you've obviously not fucking understood, because in your Nazi eugenics fucking little handbook it says, we need to get ice out and tell all the English are bad, and we have the final solution of the poison in the trees. It's all bullshit, okay? Your little water feature in the thing, okay, alrighty, yes, there would have been a native fucking, naturally occurring thing. Yes, that is true, and there is a whole of the west coast of Tasmania that is a great example of that, okay? And guess what else wasn't there there wasn't phone towers there. And guess what I see is a far bigger eyesore than the crack fucking trees, is the crack pipe iPhone users. And they make up a fucking far larger proportion of the Tasmanian population than these couple of trees that have fallen down of their own merit. And you're trying to fucking squeeze your way into the conversation by fucking doing this? Who the fuck do you think you are? Unless, of course, you're just doing it to jump on board the argument, saying, this will get him fired up. Let's call it a crack willow, and he's calling the phones a crack pipe. We all agree. I'm going to put my best pink sweater on and fucking go in there. Then in that case, good on you. Sorry if I've offended you. I don't fully understand the Tasmanian humour. I don't fully understand the Australian humour. I don't understand English humour. And I certainly don't understand Nazi humour. And anyone who fucking said that I do, they're lying. Because clearly, as you can clearly fucking see, I have a Star of David as my thing, okay? And like I said, I found a fucking, like a Jewish kid's book that was given to my father in the Jewish fucking synagogue in fucking Hobart, probably because his mother was Jewish, and I didn't hear anything about it, and I don't know anything about it. But one thing I do know about my potential Jewish grandmother who lived in fucking Hobart is that she was one of the first women to sail on that fucking harbour there, right? In a fucking sailboat, because that was a dominated by men world, and she went out there and did that. That's the couple of stories that I've heard about my grandmother, who I never got to meet because my dad left Tasmania, probably because a bunch of fucking Nazis moved there and decided to fucking wait, create a concentration camp in the world on iPhones, and then declare the fucking real enemy was a fucking willow tree. It's like, have the conversation. Come on now. Yeah? You're not going to pull the wool over the entire fucking British Empire's eyes with this shit. And you've trapped yourselves on the podium. This does, in fact, exist. I am not, in fact, in jail. I'm a free fucking walking around man, observing and saying things from my very unique perspective and my family's very unique perspective on this land. Yes, the trees may have gotten too big because they're meant to be managed. Look it up. And if you don't understand that, it's because you're not English. And so you're just saying you've swallowed the pill of English bad, German Nazis good. Well, I think history says a different story. Okay? English manage their fucking environments. The Germans poison them and burn them. It's all in the history books. Okay? So if you are trying to if you were removing something like Jews or statues or trees, then you're a Nazi. And if you're doing that on a paradigm of crack pipe fucking iPhones, then you're even more of a Nazi. It's like, Apple doesn't have like a fucking, it doesn't have a jingle, does it? It doesn't have it. And it's like, how do I know all this happened? Because they made an ad. It's like everyone went, oh, Apple was against 1984. It's like, Apple was they was saying we're bringing in 1984 with our computers and to the inevitable point of these cell phones. And I hope to hell that there isn't a fucking Tasmanian submarine just stuck in the Derwent. And have you checked? Because I'm telling you, it's there. There is a Tasmanian naval submarine in the fucking Derwent, in the bay there. Yeah? And this is where I am. Do you think I'm in a house? I'm in a fucking Tasmanian submarine right now. Like, trust me. Go and look. You've got to go to the town hall. You've got to go to the Q section in the fucking town hall library of City of Hobart. You've got to go there. There'll be a small little scribble on the 4th chapter page heading under the established order of Hobart City. And if you don't fucking understand this protocol, and if you haven't already knocked 4 times on the door, that you don't even know where the fucking door is, and you're trying to chop fucking trees down, how about you learn how to make a basket like Meghan Markle does, or some jam, and stop trying to be fucking cool with your pink fucking faggot fucking jumper on, you cockhead. This is nonsense talk. This is what happens when you let an introduced Queensland fucking, bird of paradise down into fucking be the city mayor of fucking Hobart. It's too cold and it's cooked her fucking brain, reverse cooked it. It's fucking frozen it. It's freeze dried it and shrunk it all up. And now she's fucking, she's roundabout chopping fucking trees down and getting rid of statues. Someone's going to fucking throw her off a cliff. Does she know where she is? Queensland's not Tasmania. Queensland's Queensland. If you can clearly see, if Australia looks like this, I'm all the way over fucking here, by the way. I'm not actually in the submarine, but it does project from there. It goes all the way undersea cables, or satellites, as some people call them. And then it hits the fucking submarine and then goes into the fucking, I don't know, the Channel 7 fucking transmitter. I can't remember exactly. They showed me a blueprint, but fuck, I don't know how it works. It's like, this is Australia. I always get confused with this bit. I think, yeah, that's it. Okay. And there's Tasmania. Right, as you'll see, if you're the Tasmanian city of Hobart mayor, this is Queensland up here. You're in the wrong fucking place. That's north, and this is south here, right? You're way too far south. You have migrated far too far south. And that's like all around here, this is like Papua New Guinea and Indonesia and like Asia and all this shit. It's like you're in the wrong fucking place because you don't understand that there is a fucking shortcut somewhere here that is hidden. There's a trapdoor there as well. That's why on Channel 7, when it says NED WS, right? And then the news thing cuts off Hobart. You're in the wrong fucking country. You're not in Australia. You're in fucking Hobart. That doesn't belong to Australia anymore. That W there, that is our international, because we fucking bought it. We didn't kill everyone there. We bought it. We planted some willows, and we hoped that while we were off saving the British Empire, you wouldn't let them grow so big and then poison them. You poison them, they won't grow back. The whole idea of a willow is that you cut the cunt off and it grows back and you make baskets out of it. And how the fuck is Meghan Markle going to make baskets with a trunk the size of a fucking queen-sized bed, you stupid fucking idiots? Queenslanders need to grow sugarcane. They don't grow willows, and people with pink fucking jumpers on need to stay the fuck out of horticulture. You don't get anywhere by poisoning a tree. You just don't. It's in the Bible. I kid you not. Have you opened the Bible? And how's Albo with his example of not even swearing an oath on the Bible? That's because he's from somewhere here. And this whole region here was a bit iffy, okay? Over here, it's crazy. But Tasmania, wonderful. Especially the southern half. And that's just a bit of an internal conflict between me and the Premier. Okay, the fact that, and this is inherited. I don't have anything personally against anyone from Launceston, but he is from Launceston, and my father made me swear a blood oath that I would fight him in bloody fucking hell, rivalry to the death, if he ever dared to interrupt these negotiations going on in the city of Hobart under the fucking established order of the Times, when the Times not being now, the Times were the previous Times that never ended. Just because a bunch of Nazis brought their fucking iPhones here doesn't mean that they fucking own the place, okay? Because what happens if you put the fucking Nazi logo anywhere in the fucking country? You end up in fucking jail, right? Jail. Immediate jail. And what is the Nazi signal? It means if you're injecting a willow tree with poison, you're a Nazi. So come on now. Let's go and open up Port Arthur, put these fucking tree vandals in Port Arthur again, establish it up. We'll give them fucking VCRs and TVs because they weren't aware of the situation. They weren't aware that they weren't in Australia anymore, right? Because they don't know how to fucking read a map. And we'll go easy on them, and we'll show them how to gently fucking manage a willow fucking plantation at Port Arthur, maybe, once it's taken away from the other fucking institution that tried to steal it. You can't just steal people's shit when they're off at war, especially if they're some type of ultimate fighting child soldier that was born into a fucking humidity crib and then primed to fight bloody psychological war with the Nazis for fucking almost 40 years, okay? And then what? You just fucking shit all over my ancestors' fucking history? Go fuck yourself. Manage the tree. Grow up fucking... You know? And it's not... I was going to say something about sauerkraut. It's not about sauerkraut. Sauerkraut's got good enzymes in it. If you fucking eat it properly, then it's fine. You can gather the cabbages in a lovely fucking willow basket. Oh, it's just look. That's if you basically the what I think you kind of go like this, and then like this. There's one in the middle, and then you go in and out, in and out, in and out, round and round and round, and then you have a willow basket. And you can collect cabbages. You put some salt in a fucking jar with the cabbages. You will have sauerkraut. You haven't needed to poison anyone, and you sure as hell haven't needed to put anyone on a fucking train, and you haven't needed to gas anyone. Yep, it's just, I don't know what the fuck happened in Germany and continues to happen in the minds of the ancestors of Germany that have obviously thought the same as we thought, but we thought it before them. You got to get the fuck out of Dodge because you were Nazis, so you ended up trying to take Tasmania, and then my dad nicked off, and he didn't even fucking know because he was going to play hockey and do all this shit, and so he just nicked off. He didn't realise that Tasmania tried to get taken over by Nazis. I had to find it out for myself. You know what I mean? And that's weird. So I've got to go. I don't even know anything about being a Jew. I've got to go and learn how to be a fucking Jew. And I'm actually not technically, I don't think, a Jew because he didn't marry a Jew, unless my mum's a Jew, and I don't know whether she is. She says that she's Scottish. Donald Trump was just in Scotland. And you know, this is why. See, this all exists. If my heritage was like a fucking tree, yeah. Listen to this bit. If my heritage, okay, if my heritage was like a fucking tree, then all of this information exists in the roots of that tree, and that a huge portion of that tree is in Hobart. And unless your roots of that tree, of your tree, are in Hobart, you shouldn't be cutting down fucking trees in Hobart, and you certainly shouldn't be doing, this is the worst of all, getting the tree stump like this and putting poison in it, like a lethal injection of poison into the roots of my historical tree that stretches all the way back to fucking England. Because that would be clearly what a Nazi would do. So you can cut it off and let it shoot back up and then make baskets out of it. Right? No injections. No injections. Okay? Pretty simple stuff. Pretty, and I think it resonates with everyone's instinctual awareness of the importance of the environment and to not poison it. I'm sick of environmentalists claiming that the only way we can fix the environment is to poison it. Go and fuck yourself. Okay? We are gardeners. We interact with our environment. We do cut it down and we do let it grow again and we do make baskets out of it. If we don't need baskets, then cut it down and use it as something else. But manage it. Don't fucking kill it. And did you plant it? No. Do you know the reason for it? No. You're just trying to kill it. And that's the same thing. It's like, what did the Nazis try and manage the fucking Jews? Kind of. And then they were lazy. So what did they do? They tried to kill them all. It's not a leap, is it? It just isn't a leap. It's not a fucking leap at all to say these things. It's exactly the same thing. And maybe you didn't know, you know what I mean? And maybe because all the Nazis, you know, Hobart was really cheap. So all you were like, well, they're figuring us out. We've got to go somewhere. Where can we all go? Yeah, you looked at Tasmania, but someone already had Tasmania, you fuckwits. And like I said, there is a submarine, not a yellow submarine either. Not a yellow submarine. It is a fucking horrendous atomic submarine. And you'll notice again that I'm not there. I'm over the other side of Australia. That submarine was left there because we knew that inevitably all the Nazis would try and get down to Hobart. And we knew that this moment would happen. And that's why I'm so unbelievably prepared in a way that Baden-Powell, who was the instigator, he actually wrote the Jungle Book. He also created like Cub Scouts and things. I have a Cub Scout belt from my father's scouting, which obviously was given to him by the Hobart Scouts Association. And this was what was decided. And I think the Scout logo is the fleur-de-lis. It's like, oh, that's pretty bad, fleur-de-lis. It looks like this, right? Scouting. Like scouts, like Boy Scouts, like Cub Scouts and shit like that. We fucking were prepared. On my honor, I will do my fucking thing to be prepared and make sure there is a fucking nuclear submarine in the Derwent fucking Bay to blow up any tree-killing Nazis. It's like Inglourious Basterds, but it's way, way worse. It's way worse. So that's pretty easy. The Spirit of Tasmania, all the Nazis get on that and they go up to Queensland as quickly as they can. I think that's a pretty small fucking ask, isn't it? Considering you've wandered out of somewhere that's not even governed by Australia, because it was governed before Australia. So all the Nazis, you've been squatting in Hobart, and you've got to get in that fucking spirit of thing that we took all the way from Scotland. Remember Scotland? That was my mum was from Scotland, so we fucking were prepared. We got the fucking Spirit of Tasmania there to put all the Nazis in there, and Queensland has said that they'll take them. Like tentatively. They're going to tentatively take them in Queensland, and then probably push them up to Papua New Guinea or something like that. Because the Bougainvilleans, they read the room. They understood it. And they've assisted in ways that we would have been able to do it all, but it wouldn't be as fucking interesting and as exciting if the Bougainvilleans didn't get involved, and they really fucking hate Nazis. So they run this game where they tried to convince us. They were like, let us hunt them in the fucking forests of Papua New Guinea. And I was like, come on, no, we can't stoop to their level. We cannot stoop to their level. But we will put them in Queensland, which is almost the same thing, and they will always know that is the next step. If they try and bring this iPhone fucking concentration camp shit here again, holy shit! And that will be like a mythology that will live with them in the Nazi community that hopefully thrives in a non-tree or human killing way in Queensland into the near future. And look, if you could offer me anything for saving all of you and not killing you, I'd like a basket. So if you can learn how to make baskets out of willow, then I'd like a basket, maybe filled with cabbage. Because that's the first thing you've got to do. If you get to Queensland and you're Nazis, you've got to learn how to grow cabbage in the Queensland. You can't live off the drip feed from the fucking Nazi infrastructure you built, like the iPhone and Apple stock and Bunnings stock and Wesfarmers stock and all the Bluey stock, and throw your fucking weight around in Hobart anymore, because that's all, the drip's gone. Hydrology, same as what you said about the roots, except roots obviously don't affect hydrology because they drink hydrology. And that's just a stupid argument. But in fact, if there is an 80-year-long exposure of Nazis moving to Hobart and other places and everywhere else, then the drip feed from Apple stock and, like I said, Bluey stock and Bunnings stock and fucking Pfizer stock and Corning stock and all the Nazi stock is going to stop. And so you're going to have to learn to grow cabbages in Queensland, which is hard to do. Hard work is going to be involved in figuring out how to get cabbages to grow in Queensland. Yep, and David Crisafulli, he is going to be right there with you, explaining how to grow cabbages in Queensland. There's already salt because of the water. There's salt water. And that's it, sauerkraut. Sauerkraut. Now, there won't be any importing of Chinese fucking piggery pork to have your sausage, which maybe the Nazis have become accustomed to, from all that fucking sausage from Chinese concentration fucking apartment buildings for pigs. Fuck, you cunts are fucking weird. I don't get it. It's like we're so similar. We're so much the same. And then it's just, but that? And I can't figure out, it must be some tension between, like, where's Germany? There's like kind of France and Holland. It's something. And then now you're kind of scarred with this thing. And then I think there's like a kind of, we're the anti-hero. That was like the mythology that all these fucking Hobart fucking Nazis thought. They're like, oi, there's secretly they're the anti-hero. It's going good. Look at Sydney Sweeney. It's like Sydney Sweeney was the bait, you dickheads. To draw all your fucking tree poisoning out. And obviously, because tree poisoning is in the Bible, this became an issue for the head of the Church of England, which is the King Charles. And he basically said, yep, I'll look after the northern half, Launceston up. And Shannon, you do that fucking thing that you do down there and the fucking Hobart thing from way over there in the West Australia and just sort it all out. Ooh, what a day. What a doozy of a day. I'll end on that. Now, I'd say that someone could buy this, but it's temporary. It doesn't exist any longer than that. I'm going to use my girlfriend's ex-husband's shirt, which I still going to wear. I don't care. I still wear it. He seems like an all right bloke. I don't think he's a Nazi. Or if he is, he's kept real quiet about it. Just to scrub that off. And now the fucking whiteboard is clean. The whiteboard is clean. Get it? Do you get it? The whiteboard is clean. See, people think that all white people are fucking collectively working against all the fucking other races, and this just isn't true. There are good white people, and then there are Nazis. And the good white people are just about to kick all the Nazis' ass up to Queensland to grow cabbages. Once you've had maybe 30 years of growing cabbages and the cabbage board and the distribution of sauerkraut is well and truly a nicely oiled machine distributing healthy probiotic sauerkraut across the world, I'd suggest maybe saving up a couple of fucking coins and having a little bus trip over to Western Australia and speak to a guy over here named Tony Gallardi. He is the proprietor of Spudshed, and he will discuss how Spudshed went from paddock of fucking potatoes to a beautiful I was about to call it a supermarket. It's not really a supermarket. Spudshed is like it's more than a supermarket. It is a success story between Italy and Australia and the Commonwealth in general, and just a successful business story about overcoming restrictive practices of the potato board and things like that. And I don't know what, I haven't gone back and looked far enough of the history. I don't know whether there's anything similar. I doubt it. I would never suggest that anything to do with that family has anything to do with Nazis. They have a completely clean slate. That's obviously why they have a fucking gigantic, wonderful Spudshed empire, really. As long as it stays, it's not going to be like the Roman Empire. It's just it's a chain store of Italian grocers, and it's wonderful. And I love going there. And hopefully one day, if the cabbages grow and the sun shines and the Nazi stops and the fucking tree poisoning stops and the anti-British fucking anti-fucking weird eugenics fucking, Nazi gobbledygook fucking stops, and you start following the Bible that says anyone who kills fucking vegetable matter or trees is going to lose, which you just did, then you will find out maybe that we can have, I don't know, a German version of that. And more importantly, not German. See, we'll never have a Nazi Spudshed. We've got to somehow, you've got to farm your way out of Nazism by working. You've got to work to unburden yourself from the Nazi ideology. I just came up with that. I just fucking came up with that in my mind. I think like maybe we could have that on the fucking gate to the cabbage farm. Just like, no. That would be, then I'd be falling, because that would be Arbeit mein Freund. That would be the same. See? God, you just got into everything, didn't you? You got well in my mind. No, just call it fucking Hans Kraut. And then just become Australian is the best advice. And Australians aren't Nazis. Okay? And we want to clean the whiteboard of Australia on the international sphere completely, so that everyone knows that the whiteboard is completely clean of any Nazi ideology. There is not a swastika on there. There is this. Now this is pretty important. And see, it doesn't exist in the fucking history books of the Nazis. It exists in the sky. It's called the Southern Cross. Have a look up there. If you see that, then being a Nazi is a bad idea. Yep, that will always stay on the whiteboard because it stays on the blackboard in the sky. Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage, which this is probably one of them, advance Australia fair. Advance Australia. And then there is a second verse, which I don't know. And if I did want to know it, I'd have to Google it.